am Michelle Gordon with the Gordon Group JH Realty Partners. I am your local realtor for West Michigan. Been a realtor for 17 years. Who are you?
My name is Brad Stinson. I'm a VA home loan specialist and veteran advocate in the United States Marine.
Yes. So anyway, I'm not going to try to do any kind of Marine talk, because last time I did that, I really fouled it up. So I'm just going to be me, and you're going to be you.
You did. You got in trouble by your husband. That's okay.
My Army husband. My Army father, my Army husband. I'm surrounded by Army people.
All good.
So anyway, today we're here to talk about VA loans, and this is going to be part 1 and part 2. So if you hit this first, make sure you look for part 2. So real quick, what is a VA loan?
It is a home loan benefit that is for the brave men and women of the armed forces.
That's great. And why should they use a VA loan over any other loan product? Because there's some great products out there.
But the VA financing, the VA home loan product is the best one on the market.
Why?
If you're eligible for it. There is no down payment requirement, no PMI. Because it is a guaranteed loan, meaning that the VA will guarantee a lender 25% of the loan amount in the event of default or foreclosure. The rates are lower. The credit underwriting is more lenient. Many other factors.
Okay, so let me just take an example. So if I want to live out of the country and I'm a vet, I have probably 2 loan options that are available to me that are quote unquote zero money down. There's the RD loan, which is also known as the Rural Development Loan, or the VA loan, the Veterans Home Loan. Why would the VA loan be better than the RD loan?
Well, the ratios to start off with, DTI, the VA doesn't really technically...
Debt to credit ratio, so, okay.
Debt to income.
Income, sorry, yes.
The VA doesn't really technically have a DTI threshold, all right, because they use residual income as a basis to qualify you. So it's kind of a running joke to see who has the highest DTI that we can approve, because that really doesn't factor into a VA home loan, whereas RD is 36%.
So would you say the VA loan really looks at the person more than what's written on a piece of paper?
It's common sense underwriting.
See,
absolutely.
Common sense underwriting. Okay, so what... a lot of people talk about what they can buy. I think it's interesting to go in the opposite direction. Tell me what I cannot buy with a VA loan. This is, if you are getting a VA loan, you cannot purchase these things.
The VA home loan?
You can't purchase a car.
Yes, I was just going to say that. That's why I wanted to clarify VA home loan. There really is not much on the excluded list with the VA. The only ones that are on the excluded list would be condo associations, which, let's look into that, right? Because where the VA condos are listed and held all in the database, this website is not like Google, right?
Right.
Google's very intuitive. The VA, it's the VA, government ran. It's not intuitive, right? So when you think that you are typing in the Royal Vista Springs of Caledonia, that's the name that's on the sign, what's the DBA that they're doing business under? It could be J&H Realty that owns it, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So however it's listed, it's not going to draw the two, connect the two. So there's a lot of things that we can investigate on that side of it.
So a condominium is you have a shared wall.
Yep.
Okay. Sometimes it'll be 4 units together, or a whole bunch of units together. You don't own the mineral rights. You don't own the ground around you. So
essentially, it's purchasing an apartment to live in.
That's basically it. So a site condo is a house. You do own the ground that you live on. Mm-hmm. You don't have a shared wall. You may still have an association because that's required by law to be a site condo, but that's not the same thing as a condo.
Yes.
And it used to give us heartache, but it doesn't anymore, does it?
Yeah, because just before this, the VA announced this new correction to the state of Michigan, just the state of Michigan, the VA does not require prior approval of that property, so it doesn't matter if it's a site condo or not. But before, I had a deal that we moved it into processing, and whoa, it's a site condo. What?
Right.
What do you mean? So we're like, crap. Who knows what site condos really are? And they're so hard to, site condo right there.
No, we know what it's like. So as a listing agent,
Yeah.
we run pre-title before we put it on the market. So not all listing agents do that, but we know it's a site condo right away. But actually, it's pretty clear in the legal description whether it's a site condo or not. It's very easy to tell.
Well, then that's my fault. But we, as of May 29th of this year, the VA does not require prior approval for site condos here in the state of Michigan.
It's only for the state of Michigan. I thought it was national.
Not national yet. It's I got a lot of my fellow advocates working their tails off. So
Okay, awesome.
They're making some noise.
What is the maximum amount the VA will lend?
There is no limit.
Okay.
But it is all restricted, or it all depends on how much money you make.
Right.
So that's where you would want to have to speak to a lending professional.
So like an FHA loan, there's a 270 something, and that's all that they'll guarantee on an FHA loan. VA, there's no max amount. It's just your qualifications. What if me and my spouse are both eligible? What if we both served? Do I get double the benefits?
No, not really. That's a conversation that you want to have with a lender who actually specializes in VA financing, because it does get tricky. You can choose to split entitlement. You can use entitlement is what the VA will guarantee. Okay, you can choose to split it. You can choose to use one or the other. But that's a conversation that a good lender would have with you.
So they should tell you if they both qualify, right?
Correct.
And then you'll find out what the best case scenario is, right?
And, while we're on this topic, because it just happened today, you can use your VA home loan benefit with a non-veteran, non-spouse. And that's a whole long explanation that you need to call me for.
Okay, that's great. And then, what if, my husband's a vet, and we...
Thank you for your service. Thank him for his service.
Thank you.
And your father.
Thank you. And our first and second home were VA loans.
Yep.
We did twice. And then, and God forbid, what if he would die? Do I still have benefits?
That would depend on whether or not his death is related to his time of service.
Okay.
Now, I cannot speak to the surviving spouse benefits, compensation-wise,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, as a spouse of a veteran who passed away, as a direct result from his time in service or in the line of duty, you would be eligible for the VA home loan as long as you're not remarried and it doesn't require prior approval through the VA.
Okay. And then, this is like one of the greatest myths. Like my husband and I didn't even know this until so you told us that we could keep on going and going. I thought 1 or 2 VA loans and you were maxed out. Can you explain that?
Yes, absolutely. Now, this all ties in with your entitlement. And the entitlement means what the VA will guarantee a lender in the event of default or foreclosure. And the biggest myth out there is that you can only have one VA loan at a time, one in your lifetime, or one shot, one kill, right? And that's 100% false. If you intend to purchase the next home as a primary residence and occupy, if you intend to, then you can continuously use your VA home loan over and over and over again. And if you, like me, I purchased a home back in 2012. My life is vastly different, and I'm going to keep it as an investment property. I use my VA home loan benefit for that. So my VA home loan is still going to be tied up in this investment property when I purchase my new home next year.
Now, when you purchase your new home next year,
I'm going to be using my VA home loan.
Look at that. I bet a lot of you didn't know that.
2 VA home loans. As long as the entitlement is there and you qualify with how much money you make, you can have as many homes as you want. Purchasing the VA home loan or using the VA home loan.
So it just depends on your entitlement. And then we're not going to talk about that on here because it's very detailed and very individual specific. So we want you to call Brad and talk about it. The last question I have, how do they find a home that will qualify for VA?
Well, they need to be connected with a VA-friendly realtor. There's Michelle here. Because any home that you see under terms of financing, FHA, but VA is not there, will go VA every day of the week. Put it in the books.
So I don't know if you're watching this in another state and maybe somewhere else in Michigan. I'm not sure how the listing is presented to home buyers, but in West Michigan, you can go to GRAR.com and you can look for homes. If you don't want to search with us, you can look for homes on there, and it will say the terms and conditions that the seller will accept. Many times it's because the seller is ignorant to what VA means. If you use a buyer agent that is VA educated, not just friendly, everybody says they're friendly. You want to go to a realtor that's educated, that's been to his boot camp, that is maybe certified in the area, so they'll know how to present your offer to a seller and to a selling agent so that you can overcome some of the myths and disbeliefs that they might have.
Correct. And I do have a boot camp coming up September 19th.
2018.
Yes. Next month.
Next month.
And that is a 3-hour course. You took the 3-hour course.
Mm-hmm. I might sit in it again if I have time.
Do it.
There's a lot of information. But please stay tuned and go visit our part 2, because part two is going to cover the myths.
Yeah, we'll go over the myths a little bit, kind of give you a teaser of what I do on a daily basis. Me and the other advocates that I associate with are fighting tooth and nail every day to dispel these myths and get veterans in the homes, because veteran home ownership is a big deal.
Okay, so thanks for tuning in. We would love to have any of your questions. Wherever you're seeing this, if you want to post a comment or a question, we'll be sure to answer it. Otherwise, call or text me at 616-443-0596. Michelle Gordon, the Gordon Group, JH Realty. And you are?
That was a short one. She usually overdoes it. No. You can call or text me at 616-916-9295. Or I'm always on Facebook. I'm always doing stuff on Facebook.
That's right.
It's a platform now. Brad Stinson, VA Home Loan Specialist.
Thanks so much. Bye.